Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Happy Tuesday, happy Tenacious Truthful Tuesday. Back again. Another episode of SRDaily. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. What's the deal? What's going on? Tuesday, April 14th, 2026, day 32 of 50. Day 32 of 50, still pushing strong, man. 18 days left. Feel great inside my body, right? Of course, life is life, and so there's always going to be things coming up, emotions and physical sensations and all of the things, man. But more often than not, I feel great. I feel strong. I feel powerful, man. I feel like I could do anything. All right. Yeah, man. We still here. Still living, still learning, still growing, still thriving, still pushing, still feeling our way through. Right, a lot of us, life is a thinking game, but it's also a feeling game. You got to feel your way through, right? Not so much led by your emotions, but you got to feel. You got to feel the vibes, right? Like tune into your intuition and know what's what. Know where you're going. Know where you're headed. Know what you're doing. Know what you want out of life. Right, and feel that shit, man. Feel that shit passionately, feel that shit deeply, feel it strongly, feel a sense of urgency, right? Feel a responsibility to your people, man, to your people that are here with you, your family, your friends' children, friends' families, right? A responsibility to the children that are not born yet. Feel that shit, man. Feel all of the things. Feel some shit. Push through. Navigate this shit with precision as much as possible, right? But yeah, man, day 32, man. Day 32. I can't wait tomorrow. Get a haircut. All right, get a haircut tomorrow. Clean up a little bit. All right, ready for this court date on Thursday. Anxiously looking forward to it now, right? Anxiously looking forward to this court date. I wasn't before. I was extremely upset, but it's like it's happening. No need to be upset, right? Can't I don't want to continue to be upset for something I know is coming for weeks, right? Continuing to let it bother me like that. Although part of me thinks that is extremely unnecessary. It is some bullshit. It's here. It's coming in 2 days, right? It's coming on a day that 2 of my sisters transition, right? Which I don't think is a coincidence, right? So we trust in the process. We're gonna walk in there. I got some people gonna come with me and for some support, right? Some moral support. Tank top is like, there we go, a little better. Come with me for some moral support. And yeah, man. Yeah, but I really can't wait to cut this hair. See my clear skin. It's getting a lot clearer. Right. I'm like, this ain't what I like. All right, it is what it is when you're outside, or I have been outside, but when you know what I mean, in the thick of things, when you in the fight, sometimes you woof a little bit, right? But we're gonna get back, clean up. Full Sanko for peace and love, my brother Mona Love, Miss Juicy. What's the deal? 32, day 32 looks good on you. Okay, boss. You've been spitting this whole time. Every day you got a bar. You know what I mean? It's Hip Hop Bay from BK. That's a bar right there. But yo, man, we got a show today. I am your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Marston. This is episode 605 of SRDaily, first week after 600, man. We got 95 more episodes to go, man. That's about 19 more weeks, right? Yeah, 19 times 5, yep. 19 weeks to 700. It's a long time. A lot happens between, 500 and 600. 400 and 500, 600 and 700. I'm sure it's gonna be the same. But we're on the road to 1,000, man. We're on the other side, right? We are more than halfway to 1,000 episodes, man. And 1,000 episodes will be another 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, right? Be 1,000 episodes of this shit. And by then, things will be looking different. I claim it. Things are going to be looking a lot different in terms of a lot of things, man. Living environment, family dynamic. Yeah, things are gonna be different. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the differences. I'm excited for the changes, for the transformation. Things are gonna be look different. By then, as things clear up on the home front, right? I will be able to have some thinking space where I can formulate a team, right? Develop a team and we can really like grow this show in terms of viewers, in terms of how the show is presented, right? Again, I love doing it from home. I love doing it like this, but ultimately I would love to do it in the studio. All right, let's do it in the studio with an audience, right? Daily. That is the dream life. That's my dream life, is to wake up early, do the meditation, do the writing, do the journaling, do the exercise, and then get to studio by 8:30, right? 8:15, get to studio and mic up and get set and shoot and record, right? Record. I will probably want to record back-to-back episodes, because I will record SRDaily, which will be live, and then I will want to record the Sugar Ray Show, right? And then have a radio show in the morning. Something, we're gonna figure it out, because I want to do radio and TV every day, right? That is the life that I am creating for myself. It's a radio show and a TV show every single day. And so, yeah. Anyway, let's get to the show. I'll pull up these notes. We got some shit going on we're gonna talk about today. Give me a second. Let me pull up an article here. Pull up two things. Pull up this, and then pull up this. And so we're going to go to our first segment of the day on the 605th episode, Tuesday, April 14th. Today's first segment is our phrase of the day. And today's phrase is simply to have no fear. 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 So now this is personally something I'm working on more. I do know, I'm very aware that there have been instances in my life where I have operated out of fear. And there are situations where I still operate in fear, right? So one of the things I pray for is more courage. I pray for more courage every day. Like, give me the courage to do all of the things that my heart desires. And give me the discernment to know, all right? Because my heart might desire some shit that in the way that my mom may formulate it may not be the best way to communicate it or go about it. So also asking spirit to always guide me, right? But definitely more courage. I also believe that fear is something that could protect you, right? And even though I ask for more courage around a lot of things, right? Courage to address some of the things going on in my neighborhood, some of the things going on in my family, right? In the world, to address it with more courage and to show up in places like courageously and not, oh, well, this might happen or that might happen. But I do like to think that because I have some fear around certain things related to family, it has kept things, although they don't feel good, it's kept things a little peaceful, right? Now, again, sometimes there has to be, right, got to be some conflict in order to get to a solution, a resolution, and I understand that, and I understand that. So again, I ask for ultimately divine guidance, right? Courage, yes, but also divine guidance, in spite of what my heart might desire sometimes. But I saw something on IG that relates to this, and that just what? Oh my gosh. It's not working. I can't pull it up. Hold on. Let's try again. That didn't work. There was something that was pretty cool about fear. There's something pretty cool about fear. All right, hold on. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. Give me a moment. Yeah, I still haven't used this computer for everything, so I'm trying to sign into IG. It was giving me and it still didn't pull it up. Oh, good. We could go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's click this. All right, so it said, what the hell are you afraid of? Death, it's coming for all of us. Losing money, you can earn it back. Embarrassment, people forget faster than you think. Rejection, everyone goes through it. Failure is part of the process. Judgment, they'll judge you anyway. Losing people, not everyone is meant to stay. Mistakes, you'll live through them. Taking risk, regret costs more. So what's actually stopping you? All right, let's read that again. Again, this is directly related to the phrase, have no fear. What the hell are you afraid of? Death is coming for all of us. Losing money, you can earn it back. embarrassment, right? These are things that a lot of people are afraid of. They're afraid of death, and they say, "Oh, I don't want to die. I'm scared of death." It's coming for everybody. Like being scared of it ain't gonna stop it, right? Losing money, you can earn that shit back. Embarrassment, people forget faster than you think. Rejection. Oh, I don't want to talk to this person. I don't want to make this move. I don't want to be rejected. Everybody goes through rejection. Failure. Everybody fails. It's part of the process. Judgment. They're gonna judge you anyway. They're gonna judge you whether you do it or you don't do it. Motherfuckers is gonna talk. Right? You afraid of losing people? Not everybody's meant to stay in your fucking life, right? Not your siblings, not your fucking lovers, not freaking parents, right? Like everybody is not meant to stay. Like everybody can't go with you. Everybody can't go. The people who go are the ones who are in alignment, right? And that's the key. And some people are, as they say, season, reason, and lifetime. And be grateful when you have those that are there for a lifetime, and those who are there for a season. Like recognize it, take what you got from them, learn, apply it. If it's wisdom, it makes sense, and then right, and know that if it's meant to come back in whatever way possible, like it will. Nothing you can do about that. So fear, mistakes, you'll live through them. Right, taking risk, regret costs more. It's a saying is like regret. No, what is it? Is there's fear, right? Fear of regret or fear of staying the same, right? Take that risk because the one thing that so many elders have and wish that they did that thing when they was younger. They wish they talked to that girl or that guy. They wish they started that business. They wish they took that trip. They wish they did that thing that now as they're older and they may have some injuries, some illness, they're not allowed to do that thing, or the people they wanted to talk to may have died, right? They may not have the money or the energy, or they just may not be capable of starting that business, right? The shit may have started already, right? The market may be oversaturated. Just time, right? So do that thing, man. Do that thing. Because most of us, it's not the things that we did that we regret, even if it got us in trouble, even if it caused us some pain, it's the things that we didn't do, that we no longer have the opportunity to do, that causes us the most fucking pain and regret, right? So yeah, that's real. What the fuck are you afraid of? Now let's go along to our second segment of the day. Today's second segment needs no news. Today we're going to highlight a legend that has transitioned back into the ancestral realm, man. Today we're going to talk about Dr. Gladys West, the mind behind the GPS system. Black woman, super dope legend. I remember learning about her when I was younger, and yeah, super dope. So Gladys West transitioned back in January 17th, my mom's birthday, at 95 years of age. Let's read NPR. She navigated segregation to become an esteemed mathematician, and today her work helps billions of people navigate the world. Gladys West, whose pioneering career contributed key elements to what became the GPS satellite system and was later acknowledged as a hidden figure of GPS, died sadly at age 95. West passed peacefully alongside her family and friends and is now in heaven with her loved ones, her family said as they announced her death. West is credited with astounding accomplishments in mathematics, playing pivotal roles in charting orbital trajectories and creating accurate mathematical models of the Earth's shape that would eventually be used by the GPS satellite orbit. But as West admitted to member station VPM in 2020, she did not really rely on the groundbreaking system that she helped create. I would say minimal, she replied when asked if she used GPS. I prefer maps. A commitment to be the best I could be. Born Gladys Mae Brown in 1930, West grew up in the Jim Crow era on a small farm in Dinwiddie County, Virginia, south of Richmond. She attended a one-room schoolhouse with one teacher. In her memoir, It Began with a Dream, West wrote of the aspirations that grew during those early years. Every day I wished and dreamed of having more books, more classrooms, more teachers, and more time to dream and imagine what life would be like if only I could fly away from the strenuous and seemingly never-ending work on our family farm. Realizing that education could open doors to a new life, West added, I made a commitment to be the best I could be and absorb as much knowledge that a little farm girl could handle. As she neared graduation in her segregated high school, teachers urged her to pursue a degree in mathematics. If you had left it to me, I would have majored in home economics, she told VPM. I really did like geometry, she added. I fell in love with that. But first, West, daughter of farmers who also worked jobs in a tobacco factory and for the railroad, would have to figure out a path to attending college. When she learned that the top senior in her high school was guaranteed a scholarship to college, she was motivated to earn that spot and successfully became valedictorian of her class, according to a profile of West in Notices of the American Mathematical Society. West used that scholarship to attend Virginia State College, an HBCU now known as Virginia State University, where she studied math and joined the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. She then taught math and science in segregated schools in Virginia, earning her master's degree in 1955, the same year President Dwight Eisenhower banned racial discrimination in federal hiring. Seeing limitations and opportunities to overcome them. 1 year later, West was offered a job in Dahlgren, Virginia, at the Naval Proving Ground, which later became the Naval Surface Warfare Center, Dahlgren Division. There were 3 other black professionals, West recalled to VPM. We were respectful to the leaders and tried to treat them the way we wanted them to treat us if we were in the same position. One of the other professionals was Ira West, a mathematician. The pair married in 1957. I met her at a lunch break, Ira West told VPM in 2020, recalling what his future wife was wearing, a pleated blue skirt and a white blouse. When I first saw her, I knew there was something for me, he said, but she didn't know there was something for her in looking at me. The couple had 3 children and 7 grandchildren. Ira West died in 2024. Gladys West worked at the Naval program for 42 years. Sheesh. In a 2020 interview, she said 2 things helped her cope with the limitations imposed by racism. She enjoyed her work, and she wanted more black people to get a chance to do it. I always felt really responsible for being the best and doing the best that I could, she told the Virginia Museum of History and Culture, adding that by setting a positive example, she hoped to undermine discrimination. I always felt that I would give my best regardless of what was going on, to give the best of myself because I just respected myself that well. Massive computers produce modeling data used for GPS. West's work grew in tandem with enormous gains in computing. She began her career at a time when cutting-edge computing meant that researchers' ideas had to be coded as zeros and ones, punched out on cards, and fed into massive machines. Sometimes they call you to see if you wanted to watch it, to see whether it blows up or how it goes, West told Notices of the American Mathematical Society in 2020. She added, that was old time. It's much easier now. Here's how the Department of Defense sums up some of West's pivotal work. In the early 1960s, she participated in an award-winning astronomical study that proved the regularity of Pluto's motion relative to Neptune. From the mid-1970s through the 80s, West used complex algorithms to account for variations in gravitational, tidal, and other forces that distort Earth's shape. She programmed the IBM 7030 computer, also known as Stretch, to deliver increasingly refined calculations for an extremely accurate model of the Earth's shape, optimized for what ultimately became the GPS orbit used by satellites. Without her work and updates that came later, the intricately accurate navigation and timing of GPS would not have been possible, according to the U.S. Space Force. A hidden figure no more. For most of her life, West's abilities and achievements were not widely known, similar to other black women doing pivotal work in science and math during the Cold War, and highlighted in the 2016 book, Hidden Figures. It is also a movie, Hidden Figures. But West received notable recognitions over the past decade, including the Military Space and Missile Pioneers Hall of Fame in 2018 and the National Museum of Surface Navy's Freedom of the Seas Exploration and Innovation Award in 2023. She also became the first woman to win the Prince Philip Medal, awarded by the UK's Royal Academy of Engineering. Speaking to VPM in 2020, West offered advice for young people facing adversity. You can give up and cause a whole lot of stress on yourself, or you can take what you have and make the best of it, she said. Do your best work, work hard, all the kinds of things that make you feel proud, and be a real good person. Despite the struggles of her childhood and the effects of racism on her career, West said she believes she accomplished all she could. I'm pretty satisfied that I used myself up, she said with a smile. Shout out to Dr. Gladys West. Give thanks for her tenacity, right? Her truth, her vision, her wisdom, her skills, her talents, and giving all of herself. So many of us are so much better now because of the work that she did, right? Using GPS. I know she's old school, so she still prefers maps. I grew up with maps. GPS is a lot easier. Maps, shit, I don't know how they did it, but they did it clearly, right? It worked for them. So shout out to the sister, man. May her legacy continue to live on, right? May she continue to be recognized even more in transition than she was in life, right? It normally happens that way. But yeah, let's move right along to our third segment of the day. Today's third segment is a tip of the day, as always. Today's tip is building off something that we talked about in last night's live. Find a mentor. Find a mentor. Find a mentor. Find a mentor. Find a fucking mentor. And find some folks that you can mentor, right? Find some folks that you can mentor, because mentorship goes two ways. Number one, it is learning from others, right? Having access to other people's perspective, experiences, knowledge, wisdom, and things like that. Yes, but it's also you being a mentor, because once you learn, you teach, right? You learn something, you teach it. You get something, you give it, right? That's how the cycle continues. That's how we make the world a better place. Each one teach one, as they say. I like to say each one teach three, right? At least, right? And I'm grateful that some people look at me as a mentor, right? And look at me as someone they can get information from, someone they can learn from. Young people, my peers, and my elders alike. That shit is extremely humbling when all three groups, right? People who are younger than me, people who are my age and my age group, right? And people who are older than me tell me that I'm their mentor, that they learned something from me. There are people older than me that call me big bro. That shit is crazy. And I know that a lot of people laugh like that. They're like, oh, you know, when it's street life, right? When they're talking about street life and there is someone older calling a young person big homie, people laugh at that and criticize that. And it's like, I get that, right? I get that to a degree. And it's because of who you are, right? Like, is a guy freaking, he's maybe 70 years old now, one of my OGs, one of the guys I did a mentoring program with. I would consider him a mentor, right? Definitely showed me how to some degree, right? Like, watch him facilitate for a couple years men's healing groups and healing circles, right? In my early career, like 2010, 11, when I was just really, really, really getting into the circles. And so, yeah, he's a mentor of mine, and he calls me big bro, and he's 20 something years older than me, maybe 30 years older than me, because he might have been 65 then, and I ain't seen him in nearly a decade. So he might be definitely in his early to mid 70s, right? But yeah, man, find a mentor and find somebody you can mentor. And also mentorship, like, you can get mentorship from people who you don't know, right? Just by, again, we're in the information age, reading books, listening to talks, podcasts, YouTubes, right? So find somebody who can mentor you in something that you are working on, something that you could use some guidance in, right? And be humble and listen and fucking learn, right? Especially if somebody who's doing something that you've never done, that you want to do, right? If it's not something that you want to do, then, as they say, like, it would apply. If it don't apply, let it fly, right? That's gonna be a phrase, probably, at the end of the week. If it don't apply, let that shit fly. But yeah, let's move right along to our fourth and final segment of the day. As always, our fourth segment is our build of the day. And on today's build, I want to talk about veganism, right? Because I keep seeing people talk about veganism and protein specifically, and how vegans don't get a lot of things they need to grow, right? And it's like, okay, let's talk about it. One, that's a lot of people's argument for why they continue to eat meat. They're like, oh, you need all of these vitamins and minerals, and it's like, it's such an outdated argument. One, people talk about getting strong. You can't build muscle on a vegan diet, and it's like, vegan just became bodybuilder, right? Like, I think fucking the number one bodybuilder or something like that, but it was a vegan, like, and there's a bunch of vegans who are bodybuilders, vegans who are athletes, basketball, football, fucking baseball, right? All types of sports, right? Like, people are vegan and they're strong and they're big and they're brolic, right? Like, swole the fuck up, right? So that argument is inaccurate. And my argument, even more than that, is always and will always be, right, first and foremost, is that the largest, strongest, and oldest living land animals do not eat meat, right? The African elephant does not eat meat. The fucking gorilla does not eat meat. And a form of turtle that lives the oldest does not eat meat. They all eat fucking grass and plants and seeds and nuts and shit like that, right? And whatever people are claiming that they get from eating animals, the animals that they eat, where do they get it from? The fucking plants, right? So it's like, yeah, it's such a baseless argument. But this is why education specific education that relates to human growth is essential, right? Not just learning numbers, not just learning, but no, like how do humans grow? What do humans need to grow? Like again, very specific human-centered education is what our system we need to build. I'm not gonna say it should be based on because it's not named. I don't think they changing their shit too much. So we need to build education systems that centered around how we grow and develop as human beings, right? In relation to the world around us, to animals, to plants, all right? Like somebody posted a video yesterday on TikTok and they were feeding their baby, right? The baby was just starting to eat, and they was giving their baby vegan food, right? Just fucking food, right? And people were like, well, why you don't get the baby a choice? It's like, what? Like, it's crazy. And a guy who posted that video and then did a back video, right? Or like, yeah, posted somebody else's video and then he was talking about it. He was like, if we lived in a vegan world where the majority of people were vegan, then eating meat would be seen as an anomaly. But because we live in a world where most people eat meat, being vegan and raising your children as vegan is seen as an anomaly and seen as, oh, that's crazy, that's extreme. You don't think allowing your child to eat fucking chicken bone is extreme? Children, more often than not, love animals. Love animals. They want to be friends with all animals. Even when it's dangerous, they want to be friends with animals, right? Unless they're scared, right? Like if a dog barks, scares them, then they don't want to fuck with a dog, right? But for the most part, most animals, children naturally gravitate towards, and I'm gonna say is an energetic pull. They know spirit. Spirit is in all things, right? And they children recognize that. They pick up on that. And so we're talking about giving children a choice. If children, parents who eat meat, giving their children meat, most times the children would reject it. It's the parents tricking them and forcing them to eat it, right? That's not a fucking choice. That's not a choice at all. I never forget when when Usha was my daughter was starting to eat, and the first thing we gave her was, I believe, sweet potato, right? Then there was no, it might have been avocado. The first thing we gave her was avocado, right? First like food, other than breast milk. Breast milk, then it was avocado, right? Might have been some juice in between it, right? Some apple juice or something like that. But first food was avocado, then it was sweet potato, right? And she did that for a while, right? Avocado, sweet potato. Then we would make her own. We would make her own. We would make our own like baby food, like mashed, like carrots and like different things like that. Apples. Make our own applesauce. We would blend it and do all of the things to make her food, right? And I remember a certain family member was like, "Well, when she gonna start eating meat?" You're like, "Never." Right? Like I was vegan, my ex-wife was vegan at the time, right? And we was like, never, like, why would she need to eat meat? All right. So yeah, people just didn't get it, and people don't get it, right? People don't get it, and that's okay. Again, this is why education is extremely important. But the problem a lot of times is that everybody judging everybody, right? People who eat meat are judging people who don't eat meat, saying this. Most people who don't eat meat though aren't judging the meat eaters, other than like we're telling the truth that that shit is not necessary. One, it's causing a lot of illnesses. Two, three is freaking part of the violent culture that permeates fucking society, right? Even if you're not killing an animal. And the other truth is that everybody who eats meat, nobody's catching the fucking animal themselves, killing it and eating it. No, what are they using? Fucking plants. People who eat meat are using plants to season their meat. Why? Because meat doesn't taste good. And they'll trick themselves to say it tastes good and this and that. No, it's the fucking seasoning that you use. It's the plants, the fucking parsley, the fucking salt, the pepper, the fucking oregano, and all of the different things that you use. The Old Bay and the free, it's all of that shit that you are using to season your fucking meat that's making it taste good. And it's cooking it that's giving it a different texture. You're not catching the fucking, you're not going to a butcher and taking a dead cow and eating it, or eating a dead pig that's just laying there. Nobody's doing that, right? So again, it's always a funny argument, right? And it's always like, right, like think a little bit, think about even what you're saying, right? But as we know, most people talk because they got lips, not because they're using their brain. But guys, that's our show for today. That's our show for today. What? Roger Wilson, I've missed holding you, bro. For real, and feeding you good. Hope all is well. What? I don't know who that is. I don't know who the fuck Roger Wilson is. What you talking about, player? Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. But yo, man, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Morrison. This is episode 605 of SRDaily, episode 605. Please do remember to tune in tomorrow, same time, same place, Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Once again, we're here Mondays through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 9:30. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and of course, TikTok Live. So tune in tomorrow, same time, same place. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful Tuesday. And remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up! The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love. Peace and